Frankie Valli is an American singer, best known as the frontman of the Four Seasons. He is known for his unusually powerful lead falsetto voice. Born May 3, 1934, age 90 years, Newark, New Jersey, United States. Spouse, Jackie Jacobs, M. 2023, more. Music groups, The Four Seasons, since 1960, The Four Lovers, The Wonder Who? 1965 to 1967. Children, Francine Valli, Francesco Valli, Celia Valli, Antonia Valli, Brando Valli, Emilio Valli. Height, 1.65 meters. Parents, Anthony Castelluccio, Mary Rinaldi. Frankie Valli net worth $80 million. Early life. Valli was born Francesco Stephen Castelluccio on May 3, 1934 to an Italian family in the First Ward of Newark, New Jersey. He is the eldest of three sons. His father, Anthony Castelluccio, was a barber and display designer for Lionel model trains. His mother, Mary Rinaldi, was a homemaker and beer company employee. He was inspired to take up a singing career at age 7 after his mother took him to see Frank Sinatra at the Paramount Theater in New York City. One of his early favorite singers was Texas Gene Valli, from whom he took his stage name. He worked as a barber until he could support himself with music. Valli's birth year has been called into question. He never addressed the issue himself until a 2007 posting at the official Frankie Valli site, sponsored by his record label Universal Records. Much of his previous official publicity used 1937 as his birth year. Other sources gave his year of birth as 1934, such as the Bear Family Records release The Four Lovers, BCD 15424, and a 1965 mug shot, available through The Smoking Gun. Music career. Valli began his singing career in 1951 with the variety trio, Nicky DeVito, Tommy DeVito, and Henry Hank Majewski, and was mentored in much of his early career by Nick Masiosi, who later joined Valli in the Four Seasons, and by Texas Gene Valli, a female hillbilly singer, from whom he adopted the Valli surname. Jeff Herbert explains, Frankie said in 2010 that Gene took him to meet music publishers Paul and Dave Kapp, telling them he was her brother. As a result, his first single was listed under Frankie Valli, and the name stuck, though he eventually changed it to the same spelling that Texas Gene used. His desire to sing in public was initially granted when the group offered him a guest spot when they performed. In late 1952, the variety trio disbanded and Valli and Tommy DeVito became part of the house band at the Strand in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Valli played bass and sang. Valli recorded his first single, My Mother's Eyes, in 1953, a cover of the 1929 George Jessel song from Lucky Boy, with his stage name Frankie Valli. Around this time, Valli, Majewski, and Tommy DeVito left the house band at the Strand and formed the Varietones with Frank Catone and Billy Thompson. In 1956, the group impressed New York recording agent Peter Paul, and he got them an audition at RCA Victor a week later. The group changed its name to The Four Lovers and recorded several singles and an album's worth of tracks. They had a minor hit with You're the Apple of My Eye in 1956, which earned them their first appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show. After 2 years of no further success, DeVito fired his brother and Majewski for insubordination. They had refused to take a gig opening for Tony Bennett, and creative differences, as Majewski's comic persona did not mesh with the group's musical talents. The Four Lovers continued, with Valli, DeVito and an ad hoc lineup that variously included Masiosi, by then also pursuing a solo career as Nicky Massey, Charles Colello, and Hollywood Playboy's keyboardist Hugh Garrity. In 1959, after being introduced at a gig in Baltimore by mutual friend Joe Pesci, Royal teen Bob Gaudio became a member. By 1960, after several years of session work under numerous stage names, the lineup of Valli, DeVito, Gaudio, and a narrow named Nick Massey took on the name The Four Seasons, taking the name from a bowling alley in Union, New Jersey that had rejected them after an audition. As the lead singer of The Four Seasons, Valli had a string of hits, beginning with the #1 hit Sherry in 1962 and continuing through most of the rest of the decade. Personal life. Valli has been married 4 times. In his early 20s, he married his first wife, Mary, who already had a 2-year-old daughter named Celia. They have 2 daughters together, Antonia and Francine, and divorced after 13 years in 1971. He married Marianne Hannigan in 1974, and the marriage lasted 8 years. Frankie married Randy Clahasy in 1984, they had 3 sons, Emilio, Francesco Jr. and Brando, and separated in 2004. In 1980, his stepdaughter, Celia, was killed when she fell off a fire escape. 6 months later, Francine, his youngest daughter from his marriage to Mary, died reportedly from a drug overdose. Antonia later briefly married Four Seasons drummer/vocalist Jerry Palsy, and their daughter Olivia Palsy, who also adopted the stage surname Valli, is a professional stage actress. She portrayed her grandmother Mary in a Jersey Boys production in 2019. Frankie married Jackie Jacobs on June 26, 2023, in Las Vegas. Valli and Jacobs reside in Encino, California. Valli has a restraining order against his son, Francesco Jr., an actor, due to an opiate addiction and threats of violence against his father and brothers. One issue in Valli's third divorce went up on appeal to the Supreme Court of California, whether a life insurance policy purchased in 2003 was community property. On May 15, 2014, the court unanimously affirmed the trial court's ruling that the policy was community property, and not Randy's separate property, in an opinion signed by Associate Justice Joyce Kennard.